Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into a profound and often overlooked aspect of a revered figure's life, exploring the saint of darkness and the hidden spiritual night she endured. We begin with a great paradox of Calcutta. On one hand, she was a beacon of light to the world, the founder of the Missionaries of Charity, globally recognized for her unwavering joy, radiant smile, and boundless love for the marginalized. Yet, simultaneously, she was a soul engulfed in darkness, secretly enduring a 50-year spiritual void. This was characterized by a profound sense of abandonment by God, devoid of any spiritual consolation. This paradox is perhaps best captured in her own words: "If I ever become a saint, I will surely be one of darkness." Let's trace her descent into this void. In 1946, while on a train to Darjeeling, she heard what she described as a clear, joyful call from Christ: "Come, be my light." This prompted her to leave the comfort of the Loreto convent. 2 years later, in 1948, she took action, entering the Calcutta slums with only 5 rupees and a simple sari to serve the poorest of the poor. But then, almost immediately, between 1949 and 1950, exactly as her monumental work began, the spiritual lights went out. She entered an agonizing phase of divine silence that would persist until her death. This spiritual agony had a distinct anatomy. First, there was loneliness, a profound isolation, and a freezing sensation of rejection. She wrote, "Everything is icy cold. The more I want him, the less he wants me." Then came helplessness, a deep depletion where her initial fiery zeal evaporated, leaving her feeling physically and spiritually powerless. She described it as being like a drowning person with only a straw to hold. Finally, there was emptiness, the terrifying sensation that heaven itself was hollow. "God is not in me," she lamented. "Heaven, soul, why are these just words with no meaning to me?" It's crucial to re-evaluate this darkness. To the secular world, her experience might read as a loss of faith. However, theologically, it aligns with what St. John of the Cross termed the dark night of the soul, a severe spiritual purification. In this process, God withdraws sensory comfort to draw the soul deeper into pure faith. As Father Joseph Neuner wisely observed, the surest proof of God's hidden presence in the darkness is the agonizing thirst for Him. If God were not in her heart, she could not long for Him. Despite this profound void, she discovered a way to alchemize it, transforming her suffering into powerful spiritual growth. This transformation can be understood through 4 key pillars of ascent: simple faith and unyielding will, union with Christ's thirst, the alchemy of charity, and perfect joy in absolute trust. Our first pillar is simple faith and unyielding will. Rather than succumbing to despair, she accepted the darkness as her unique spiritual vocation. She masked her agony with a deliberate, radiant smile, not out of hypocrisy, but as a cloak to protect the hope of others, while offering her own pain to God. As she expressed it, "God is destroying everything in me, but I belong to Him. Pray for me that I keep smiling at Him." The second pillar is union with Christ's thirst. She recognized that her agonizing, unquenchable desire for God mirrored Christ's own thirst on the cross. This internal spiritual poverty connected her directly to the physical thirst and abandonment of the poor in the streets of Calcutta. Serving them became her profound way of loving a hidden God, bridging the divine thirst, her own vocation, and human thirst. Our third pillar is the alchemy of charity, which involved 3 core practices. First, practical faithfulness, serving the sick and dying daily without relying on emotional or spiritual reward. Second, constant prayer, recognizing that everything begins with prayer, sustaining hope purely through discipline even when feeling no consolation. And third, absolute obedience, a simple yes to God, a big smile for everyone, surrendering personal desire to align completely with divine will. The fourth pillar is perfect joy and absolute trust. She embraced total spiritual and physical poverty. By accepting that she possessed nothing, not even the comforting feeling of God's presence, she achieved complete self-acceptance. The key insight here is that having 0 spiritual attachments gave her the ultimate freedom to be an unfiltered channel of charity to the world. It's important to recognize that hers was a new kind of dark night, distinct from the traditional understanding of St. John of the Cross. St. John's experience was monastic and cloistered, primarily focused on internal purification, an exclusive, solitary relationship between the soul and God. Mother Teresa's, however, was active, lived in the chaotic slums. It was a darkness of healing, aimed at external assimilation, shared directly with the physical and psychological poverty of the modern world. This approach highlights the generative power of the void. Despite operating with no internal spiritual consolation, her practical faithfulness and unyielding will transformed a single slum mission into a global sanctuary. At the time of her passing, her Missionaries of Charity had expanded to 15 countries, with 85 branches and over 3,000 sisters, a testament to her enduring impact. She also identified what she called the modern disease: spiritual poverty. During a 1980 Rome Synod, Mother Teresa pointed to a new form of poverty rampant in the developed world: loneliness. Because she lived in a profound state of internal spiritual isolation herself, she was perfectly equipped to be the ultimate companion to a lonely, disconnected modern world. We may never face a 50-year spiritual void, but Mother Teresa's legacy provides a blueprint for surviving our small dark nights. When daily life feels meaningless, prayers feel empty, or isolation sets in, we can draw from her strength. We do not need grand revelations to move forward. Simple faith and small acts of love, in the face of darkness, are enough to change the world, starting with our own.